Okay, here's a little update on my garden now. Um, this past weekend I built this box here. I lined it with some UV plastic. This guy had this plastic for which is pretty badass. It's got like string or something in it, but it's the paperwork he had. Oh, here while we're this is my Redneck bell siphon. It's just a cheap old Walmart Dixie cup that I got sitting over the 1.5-inch pipe that I had stubbed up here, and works like a charm. As you can see, all the aeration that it puts into the water. Plus, if you look down here, it floods this sucker really good, and then you get so much water flow that it has actually pushed all the rocks out of here and washed them down in there. So, but you get good water flowage. The fish seem to love playing in the bubbles and the water and everything else, and yeah, it works really great. And it it works like a charm. And then I had put a slit in the side of the cup. You can't see it, but it doesn't break the siphon good enough. And after I've watched it a few times, I'm like, hey, it floods good. So anyway, it works great. So anyway, so I built this box out of this UV plastic. Well, according to the paperwork that guy had, it's UV plastic, and it has this reinforcement in it. And I mean, hey, it works. So, and then this is a basket I picked up from somewhere. And then I got these plants in here, and with the flood and drain, as you can see, these are some old knee highs my wife had laying around. I don't know if you'd say laying around or if I just went and took them out of a drawer, but anyway. And it floods up to that point and then drains out, so it's a good flood and drain too. And these are eggplants and watermelon, and then the rest of that stuff there. And then I had just recently put in all these jalapeno plants. I'm gonna see how they do floating. And of course, these guys are doing so great. Look at you see the roots dangling out of the bottom there and over there. It's doing real good. And then I got all of the holes filled. I got one more run over that way that needs to be filled, which equates to be about 26 plants. So I need about 26 more plants. I had a problem with the top run over here. When the water got down, no matter if I came in fed from the top or from the bottom on this, it once it got to the top, or the top run wouldn't, no water would flow, or you'd get really sporadic water flow, more like you'd get a real bad gurgling. And I tried putting some caps on them with drilling small holes to kind of hold back some of the pressure from the pump and see if that would circulate up. And it works, but it doesn't work. So I decided, you know what, I really don't want that top run anyway, because the plan is to end up. I'll take these off. And then off of here, I'm gonna come off with like a 45 or something, some type of angle like this off of it with some string run down it so the plants can run out and around rather than going straight up and hitting this run anyway. So that was a problem that I had foreseen anyway, so good. So I'll take these two runs and put them somewhere else. But I'm really impressed with these plants, the tomatoes and the broccoli or lettuce, whatever it is. The amount of root that has grown in the past week on these, and really with this roll of plastic that I got, it's 100 foot long by 40 foot wide. So, and it was 75 bucks from the dude at the flea market. So hey, you know what? The rest of them, I'm just gonna build these trays like this, build these water tanks like this. Really, it's just it's a pallet that I stretched some house wrap over to keep it nice and tight, and I cut the OSB. Yes, I know OSB is, once it gets wet, it delaminate. I'm gonna paint it, and really the big plan is to to enclose this whole area with a greenhouse anyway. So, but anyhow, I cut the OSB or my wood at 16 inches a pop so I could get 3 pieces out of a sheet, which worked out great. So I built this whole box with 1 sheet of OSB, and at $6 a sheet, you can't beat that. So $6 for the plywood, $1.70 for these 2x4s each. So you figure 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And then I had some of these 1x laying around. So if I didn't have the 2x4, that'd be, I don't know, $3, $6, 9, let's say $12 on that. So $20, and I built this box, not including the plastic, of course. Now, is the plastic the end game? I don't know. I'm kind of thinking maybe I need to do some type of fiberglassing or something or rather. Or if I could find some more free pool liner, that would be great. But you know what? I'm really leaning towards trying to find like a fiberglass. So anyhow, that's on that. And then my plan is to build some more on out this way and everything else. So anyway, there you have it. I ran this around this way. This pipe here around this way. In here, I took out the little baffle. That baffle I was telling y'all about on the other videos. These little plastic baffles, and then let it run all the way down here. And then this pipe here was one of my original test runs. And what it has is it has a 3/4. It's either 3/4 or 1/2 inch threaded fitting, which sticks up about 1.5 inches into the pipe. And what that's for is if the water gets over that, about this height here, it will overflow into this pipe, which you can see I just eloquently duct taped it on there. And then I took some old piece of pool liner, that blow up pool tube, and stuck it on here so my water wouldn't be splashing out everywhere. And I popped a couple of holes in the bottom to let it drain once the pump shuts off, and hey, it's cruising right along. Now the big plan here, which in a few days, you know, this weekend when I got more time, my plan is I'm gonna take a piece of this piece that I still have a female end on those down there, and I'm gonna butt it up here and bring this pipe to this side. Let me walk around here. I'm gonna bring it to this side of the box, over to this side, because the way the sun will hit is it'll hit that side, and I'm gonna have a piece of lattice here, and I'll let the plants grow up that, and then I'll have the smaller plants down in this box. And maybe I'm thinking about taking another 90 and stubbing off of that pipe and bringing it over also, and then I could have multiple runs in here and just have smaller plants, say like lettuce or something or another. But then I could utilize the pond or holding tank, however we want to call it, for my floating plants, and then use the pipe for the other, because once it hits about 3:30, probably 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon here, it's all shaded anyway. So but during pretty much from 8 in the morning till that time, this whole area here gets full sun. So I figured that'll be enough. So that's the run on that. I know it kind of looks like a mess, but hey, it's working. So there you go. Wanted to show you the Redneck bell siphon and some of the other stuff. So there you go. All right, thanks.